Alongside the legend, Bob Burnquist here in the booth, and of course, Craig McMorris reporting live all night from the course. Bob, Skate Vert alive and thriving here in 2019. We've got 18 skaters out here tonight just trying to get a spot to tomorrow night's semifinal.
That's right. We're starting with the Vert. This is it. These guys want in. You know, it's going to cut to 9, so they're going to put it all out there. They want in there.
Well, we got to cut this field in half, but there are a great mix of youngsters and heavy hitters, household names like Mr. Bucky Lassic.
Yeah, Bucky's been doing it for a long time, knows what's up, knows how to skate prelims, knows how to skate it all, actually, and we're going to see Bucky in there for sure. Technical guy, knows what he's doing. Go Bucky.
Well, speaking of skating it all, that is our next competitor that we want to highlight, Clay Kriner. We've seen him in park, we've seen him in big air, we've seen him in vert, trying to put it together and earn his very first vert podium, but right now he's got to get into the semi.
Yeah, he does, and you know, he's an incredible skateboarder. He's got great skill here. He can do it. All he's got to do is put a run together.
Well, after being outside the previous 2 years, we're under the roof here at the Armory. A look at our storylines for tonight with the 3 already pre-qualified our podium. That's 21 skateboarders, our largest skate vert field in X Games history. We've got 3 previous gold medalists skating out here tonight. And how about this? Guy Curry, the youngest athlete in X Games history, 10 years old, will be making his debut, Bob.
Yeah, the little big man. He's just been incredible. I mean, I want to say I've been seeing him for a long time, but it hasn't been that long. But he's going to make some moves here.
So a look at our comp format tonight, shaking things up here in 2019. As we said, 18 skaters divided into 3 heats of 6. It's a full-on jam session, each heat getting 14 minutes, and it really comes down to overall impression with half the field advancing to the semi, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to play this different. The cool thing about this is that you get to skate nonstop. You keep it going. You know, the guy falls, the next guy drops in. So this is cool.
As we said before, our podium already getting in, Michi Brusco, Moto Shibata, and our defending gold medalist, Jimmy Wilkins. They can sit tight. They will not be hitting this course until tomorrow night in the final. Here's our start list for heat number 1. Obviously, Guy Curry making his X Games debut will be the headlines, but there are some proven veterans in this field, Bob.
Yes, we got starting off with Beaver here. We got Italo Penarubia, Alex Perlson has been doing it for a while, and little Toby. So let's see how this goes down. This should be a fun heat to watch.
Well, let's set it off. The very first event of X Games Minneapolis 2019. It's the Pacifico Skateboard Vert Elimination. And who better to start things off with than Beaver Fleming?
The happiest guy on the vert ramp, it seems like, and you know, he's just starting off kind of cruising in. You know, he's just kind of getting his airs in, feeling he's got the first run of the X Games competition, so nice. Heel flip frontside air, keeping it somewhat basic, keeping his foot off there. Oh, that's nice with the alley-oop 360 cab. He was psyched on that bail, so that's cool. Go Beaver, got a few more runs, man.
So Beaver Fleming, who we've seen on the X Games stage in big air, right now trying to qualify for his very first vert final. And interesting with this format, unlike traditional run scores, we're not seeing a score right after a guy drops. So it really comes down and shakes things out in the very end. It makes things very interesting throughout the contest. And there we see 10-year-old Guy Curry making history tonight as he drops in, becoming the youngest athlete in X Games history, joining some rare air there, including Jagger Eaton and Nigel Houston.
All right, Guy, the little Brazilian. Look at Guy here, just chooses to start from the bottom there, just getting going on a couple airs. 540s are nothing for him. Look at that, backside 5, mute 5. You know, you can see he's got the tricks, got the skill, needs a little bit more power, but he's got the tricks. Like, he got his kickflip indie into the nose grab 540, into a body varial 540. Guy putting it out there. Let's see how he keeps this going. Varials his board up again. Oh, he might be going for this. Well, there's a gay twist. Guy with a couple of grinds there, but you know, hey, that's a really good start for his first ever run at X Games.
Exactly, so solid. We do know he has a 900, which he landed on a vert ramp at 8 years old, all of 2 years ago. We'll see if he gets to bust that out, but what a first showing for Guy Curry. Here's Alex Perelson making his 12th X Games appearance.
Alex, no stranger to the competition. He's been skating a lot, so let's see how that translates to competing. But he's an incredible skill on his board, and I really like the way he skates. He starts off with a bail. That's too bad.
And in this jam format, when you step off your board like that, your run is done.
That's it. It's over. So, you know, this is unique because it's a jam format, but people aren't really jamming. I guess you're holding the order, because usually in the jam, we just non-stop keep going. But I guess it's a good reset here for the guys to, you know, have the camera angles ready to go. But the fact that you're not scoring is great, because you won't be holding too long. You know, it's just a matter of like getting the next guy in, and it looks like.
Well, there we see Toby Ryan. He'll be anchoring this heat, but Jono Schwan making his 6th X Games appearance out here out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. His best finish coming in a 5th place finish, which he had in Big Air back in Austin in 2015.
Starting off big. That, you know, Jono's just going for that first run, going for it. I mean, he's got an overall impression. His strategy is just, you know, going for the jugular right off the bat, and he's, you know, back to back here with some technical tricks, some 540, some height. That's what you want to see. The nose grab 5 like it's nothing. Do a tail grab. Let's see how he's designing his run, a little backside air, so he goes basic on a setup, another setup. But he is going for a 7, so that's why he's setting up, and then boom, nice, 720 to that. That's pretty cool, man. Hey, that's a great solid first run. He's got a 7 in your run. Oh, a little tippy finger there. It was loose, but he brought it in. And great again, first run.
Bob, this is a departure from what we've seen from previous formats, and we're not going to bang that drum too much, but for a lot of these guys, it's their first time really tasting this on the X Games stage, so they're going to feel it out. The reality is you can afford to go so creative, so different every single time you drop onto this course. We'll see that now from Italo Penarubia.
That's right, and you have to have that, you know, flexibility and improvisation, and that would help you here. And Italo has that. I mean, I'd almost drop in without a run if I was skating in this thing, just to kind of keep it loose. And Italo's got a lot of tricks, pretty technical. He's keep the penny. I'm surprised because his shoulder was popped just about a week ago at my house. So the fact that he's out there skating just makes me happy, because he deserves it. Great skateboarder. He's getting there. He's using that overall impression type of run there. He's just starting off, keeping on his board.
We saw him at Big Air at X Games Shanghai just a couple of months ago. Had his best X Games finish, just missed the podium at 4th place.
He's getting close. Nice nollie heel flip there. So it seems like he was cruising, but he was throwing some pretty good tricks. I mean, I guess making it look easy is the name of the game, but that wasn't easy at all.
So here's Toby Ryan making his 3rd X Games appearance. It's crazy. He's already 16 years old out of Carlsbad, California.
Another all-around skateboarder. I love watching Toby skate. He does skate the Mega, he skates street, skates park, and now he's out here on the vert, so that's great to see. That'll just make him a better skateboarder every time he touches something different. Nice mute 540. Oh, look at that, nice frontside hand plant. Great choice of tricks there. Tried to go for the back Smith, didn't quite go there. But you can see how much harder it is for the little guys to get up there in height. And as they grow, they go higher, but the tricks are there.
So we're reaching the 6-minute mark here in our 14-minute jam, and the entire heat finally getting one run. So stylish. So if you're keeping track at home, maybe each of these skaters will get 2 more runs each in this heat. We'll find out. Here's Beaver Fleming's 2nd run.
Self-hype to get it going. Right into a backside air, trying to keep it on the higher side, I guess. Wiping the grip tape. Mute 5. Yeah, well, that's a good combo. You know, it's still somewhat of a setup, but he's got a good run going. Oh, the alley-oop, cab, Ryan, Beaver. Apparently that's keep the penny.
Well, Beaver skates as much as anyone in this field, part of the Nitro Circus Live team, and just absolutely stoked on life, always. So Beaver Fleming, second run in. Craig McMorris, the third member of our team, out there as Guy Curry's getting ready to drop in. The stage doesn't seem too big for Guy, Craig.
He's congratulating people. He's making it happen, and he's skating very, very well.
540. Oh, he's getting speed. It's coming.
Oh!
Nice. Guy with a 9 attempt.
Yeah, we'll see if Guy gets one more run.
Oh, he gets it.
Would love to see him put that down. Take another look, Bob.
You can see him getting the speed for it, and he doesn't do him that high, which makes him have to spin really fast, and he's got a good spin. Little nose heavy there, but that was almost a make.
So it was a forgettable first attempt from Alex Perelson. Let's see if he can make good here on his second run.
Changes it up. Oh my gosh, he changed it up to go backside and then popped out a little too much.
But you have to respect that, Bob, because as you said before, you want to go in this perhaps without any sort of strategic line in mind.
I respect anyone that goes out there and does something different, because you know you can get stuck into that same run, and yeah, that could be good. You get that run dialed, but it's kind of a not so creative skateboarding. But I like seeing that. So yeah, you know, he paid for it because he bailed, of course. So Jono is has already got a good first run, and if you're looking at this from the beginning of the heat, overall impression is Jono's got some tricks.
Reaching the 5-minute mark here in heat number 1.
Nice combo there, all the way from the Indy 5. 1, 2, 3, ending up with a 720. Great run.
Yeah, really nice showing so far for Jono Schwan. They're on his second attempt. We turn our attention now to Italo Penarubia. We take one more look at Jono's previous run.
Nice angle of the heel flip Indy. X Game camera, guys. Go Italo. Nice, that nollie kick frontside varial, that was incredible. Awesome run by Italo here. Very technical, and the kickflip body varial. This is a great run. Italo kick, oh man, that's too bad. That run was going, it is an overall impression, but that was a solid, there were 2 or 3 tricks in that run that were really good.
A mainstay in big air, trying to find some X Games success in vert. Always out here for these qualifiers, hasn't been able to make it to the big show. Can that change here tonight?
Italo has a gold in vert in AM back in the Nokia Theater. He has the gold in that.
Wow, that's right.
Yeah.
Look at Bob doing the research on us.
Oh, look at Toby getting a little more speed. He's got a run in, now he's feeling better. You can tell his confidence on this run. Going higher. He's putting the little man low air thing to rest. That was great.
So with that, we close in on the 3-minute mark. Take another look at Toby's run. And just like that, we will kick things off with the start of the heat.
Misses his grab, yeah.
So this all ensures, even after the clock expires, if we're not to that final skater, that each skater will at least get one more attempt here.
All right, Beaver, I know who he was talking to, but he was telling him he was going to do that, whatever that caveman air there, whatever that was. Oh, too bad. He's going to be hyped anyways. Hey, that's cool. I like that. You got to smile when you bail.
He's always got a can-do attitude. If you remember at X Games Sydney, he had flight delays and literally showed up 20 minutes before practice ended, and I think Clay Kriner let him borrow his board.
Man, it's all about, you know, the attitude. I guess, you know, Beaver has it.
Guy Curry. Will this be the last we see of him out here at X Games Minneapolis, or can he do enough to move on into the semis. As you see, a live look at our scoring right now. Jono, Guy, and Iittala rounding out our top 3.
9 right in the beginning of the run because he needs that full speed, full energy. And boom,
You
look
called
at that.
it, Bob.
Nice job by Guy. Great strategy there. And you can tell, look at how he gets his speed. He puts his hand on his leg. He just needs more. He needs a little bit more power. And look at what he's doing with the little power he has. Nice, 540.
So the 10-year-old lands a 900 at the X Games.
And the tail grab 5. Wow, that was great, man.
Yes, and look at that claim.
That's right.
Judges remember the name. It's Guy.
Well, when you got a 9 in your run like that, you can throw your board, man.
And you said it. He tried it at the close of that previous attempt.
Takes a lot of energy.
Now here's the speed, and he's able to put it down. Here's Alex Perelson.
Alex gets a run in. At least he gets 2 wall, 1 wall. Man, Alex is such an amazing skateboarder. It's too bad. I just want people to see his skateboarding. It's too bad he bailed, but you know, it's part of skateboarding. But you know, that guy is an incredible skateboarder.
Tough day at the office for Alex Perelson. His best finish was 4th back in his rookie year, 07 in LA. So Jono, Schwan, there you see a live look at the leaderboard. Jono, Guy, Iittala currently in our top 3. Again, the top 9
fair.
advancing to tomorrow's semifinal, and Jono goes down on his last run.
Shouldn't hurt him that much, but I don't know how long this is gonna go. Is that ticker there for the remaining of the heat? So,
correct. I think he got that was his last one.
That was it. So that gave Iittala a chance to put a run in.
The door is open for Iittala to perhaps move up in the standings.
He definitely has the trick, starting out with butt feeble there. And you can tell, just different run every time. He is doing that strategy of like, I don't have a run, but then that happens. And that's too bad because that trick he does in his sleep. Oh, that's it.
So that'll do it for Iittala, and the last skater to drop in for heat number 1, Toby Ryan. Toblerone, what can you do for us? Can you figure out a way to squeak in to that top 3?
Well, he had a good second run. His first run, he had a little bit of a hard time. It wasn't that bad, but look how he's definitely going higher. He definitely wants it more confidence. Nice. Kicking that foot off to the body jar. Oh, those are solid. Really good frontside invert. Oh, going from the frontside flip. Wow.
So Toby Ryan, much like his previous run, isn't able to close, and we don't know if he'll make it up again. I do want to remind fans, the top 3 don't automatically advance, but that's just a good place to be in with 2 more heats. Of course, the top 9 skateboarders from tonight will be moving on to tomorrow's semifinal. But if you find your name on that list of the top 3 at this point, you got to feel pretty good about yourself. So here's some highlights from heat number 1. Beaver Fleming, did he do enough? Toby Ryan was trying to put it together.
Nice by Iittala there. That nollie kick, I think, was the highlight. Jono just solid the whole time, so he'll flip in and fake it. Boom, 720.
Just 2 fantastic early runs for Jono Schwan. Put him in a great position. And how about Guy?
Guy with a 900 on the first heat to start it off. Great job. First appearance by Guy Curry.
I mean, what a night for Guy. Obviously, we've still got 2 more heats to go to find out what's official. But to come to your very first X Games, be the youngest athlete ever. You make history before you even drop in on your very first run.
You drop.
and then you land the trick that might get you to move on into the semifinals. Absolutely amazing.
Great job. I mean, it is an overall impression.
Right.
He had a good couple of runs there, and putting the 9 definitely brings that attention to himself. But, you know, let's see how the judges think. This is a big field. Guys are going high. But, I mean, that's just incredible that he put a 9 down. I mean, that's it. That's his debut vert appearance, and he's got a 900 already in his run.
And to figure that out, right? In the previous run, he tried to end with that. Couldn't do it. Recognized, you know what? I need the speed if I'm going to pull this off, and to do it early in the run.
Need my legs. The little legs I have, I need them. So that was a good strategy, putting it right in the beginning of the run.
And it gave him momentum for the rest of the run. That was his best one of the night.
That's right. And it's tough. Once you land a 900, you're squatting it out. I mean, the way he landed, that's going to take a lot of energy out. So let's see what it does.
So here's a look at the standings from heat number 1. Jono Schwan leading the way. Guy Curry right behind him. And then Itala Penarubia rounding out our top 3. Again, we've still got 2 more heats of skaters left to go. 12 more skaters left to drop in. The top 9 from all 3 heats are trying to move on to tomorrow's semi-final. Jono Schwan's got to be feeling good. Guy Curry has got to feel like king of the world after landing a 900 at his very first X Games. We had no audio of the course the whole time and didn't hear Craig at all. 0. All I could hear was Bob. Now I got it. Welcome back to the Armory, right across the street from our home at US Bank Stadium. Originally built in 1935, it was once home to the Minneapolis Lakers, but now Skateboard Vert here at X Games Minneapolis, as well as our heavy music lineup all 4 days. There you see, we kick things off on Thursday with Swimmers and Chevy Metal. Friday, POS, and Put 'em Up, Wu-Tang. Saturday, Diplo, and we close things out on Sunday, The Blind, Psych, and Incubus. Any shows you're looking forward to going to, Bob?
Hey man, they're all fun. That's a great venue right there. X Games pulling the stops with the good stuff.
So run one officially in the books here at the Pacifico Skateboard Vert Eliminations. John O'Schwan leading the way. Of course, the story from heat number one, Guy Curry, the youngest athlete in X Games history at 10 years old, 7 months, landing a 900, putting him in second place. Of course, the top 9 will be advancing, but a successful night for him regardless, Bob.
Pretty amazing. It's great enough to be the youngest guy skating, but to put a 9 down is awesome.
So here's our start list for heat number 2, and 5 Brazilians walk into an X Games. 5 of the 6 here in heat number 2 hail from Brazil.
Who's the other guy? That's what I want to know.
Shea Donovan, the lone American, one of 2 rookies in this field.
Well, Shea is cool, so that's good.
Augusto Accio.
He's been skating incredible. This guy, everywhere he goes, he's been ripping. Look at that nose grind, starting out with a lip trick, right into that 540. See what I mean? He's like getting in strong, everything high, well done, executed.
So much air, Bob, my.
Nice 540. Well-designed run, backside ollie for style. Oh, all right. Throwing in the judo 5, taking his foot off.
What an opening run for Augusto. He did not get into the final last year in his X Games debut, had to settle for 11th place. That had the look of a top 9. Let's get into the semis, Bob.
Yeah, and thanks for the slow-mo, guys, because I got to see how heel flips are done there. I like that foot placement that Augie just threw down.
Luigi Cini, 17 years old, making his X Games debut.
Also has been riding a lot of the park events. And look at that weird flip with the all-around. I'll have to watch that again to, oh my gosh, with the kickflip body varial 540. Learning some new tricks, getting technical on the vert. Wow. Did not expect that, and I am very surprised. Look at that kickflip backside stalefish, a very technical skateboarder, putting some awesome runs. Look at that with the kickflip body varial eggplant.
And
wow.
The goofy
that
footer
is insane.
Storming this vert ramp, Bob, and the fans are loving it here at the Armory.
Look at this. Kickflip body varial 5. Very technical run. An incredible impression off of one run, just his first run.
So here's Ronnie Gomez making his 14th X Games appearance, a silver medal in big air at X Games Shanghai just a couple of months ago.
Yeah, Ronnie knows how to compete. He's a great competitor, incredible vert skater. He's got a vert ramp down in Brazil. He skates a lot. We've been skating my mega ramp a bunch, and you know, he just solid on his board. So he's just kind of getting things going here. The kickflip varial Indy. He's got some technical tricks in there. I've seen him definitely go higher, and I think he's holding off because of the overall impression format here. So people are skating it different, I can tell.
If you're just joining us, we're in heat 2 of 3 here in our elimination. The top 9 skateboarders will be moving on to tomorrow night's semifinal, and it's a 14-minute jam session. And the third member of our team, Craig McMorris, is out on the course. Craig, Shea Donovan dropping in now.
Starting off strong.
He looks great in that shirt. He's got a great little polo on, and he is firing in run 1. This heat 2, gentlemen, A lot of energy, a lot of amplitude, but I may have jinxed him right there, boys.
And Craig, you're out there. Obviously, the Brazilian contingency I see out in the fan, alive and well. 5 of the 6 skateboarders in this field, Brazilian.
I got to say something really quick. Augusto and Luigi, they both had heater first runs. They did about a 2-minute handshake before they started with all sorts of different variations in there. So I think they're vibing, if you will.
And Sandro Diaz, we've been skating together for a long time. Incredible skateboarder. Going for his 360 varial. He's an explosive high air guy, and it's great to see him there.
Sandro won this event back in 2006. This is his 22nd X Games appearance. And at 44 years old, crazy, not the oldest competitor in this field. That would be Bucky Lassic in Heat 3, but here's Marcelo Bastos.
All these guys, very technical. Hey, throwing it out there, that's too bad. Marcelo does that trick in his sleep, so that could happen. He's gonna have to wait to give his impression on the next couple runs.
Hey, Craig, do we still have you?
You do.
Hey, Craig, just getting a chance after Guy's 900, Heat #1, the youngest competitor now in X Games history. It seemed like he was on another planet after landing that. What's the atmosphere like in the Armory right now?
It is electric. I can't believe how well spoken he is, how he was giving everybody high fives. He's skating and acting well beyond the age of 10 years old.
This is just, you know, he's ripping with the 1-footer lip slide. He started off the same way as last run, but he's changed everything up. Getting technical, getting his kickflip backside instead of the ollie. Whoa, what was that? It looked like he went for a Madonna and it was over.
Bob, Augusto Aquillo is skating this contest, this format, I think exactly as you're supposed to.
Yeah, and you know, and it's working for him because, you know, he's just got that trick right there was a backside ollie in his other run, so he's like, okay, well, let me throw the kickflip backside there. So he's getting that upgrade. And I don't know how much more upgrades you can see from Luigi, but we're gonna see more of the amazing same, which is boom, no problem. Kickflip body varial on command. Not many people have that. Kickflip backside air. Judo 5. Oh, just barely a hang up there into the, oh my gosh. That was a kickflip varial that turned into a 360 kickflip. Backside stalefish. I mean, I don't know.
There you see
awesome.
Team Brazil. They are entertained.
Hey, that was pretty impressive. Look at this. Perfect flip, perfect catch, bam, snapped into his feet. Now it's just a 540.
He just skates with so much power, so much technicality. It's crazy to think that this is Luigi's X Games debut. Here's Ronnie Gomez's second attempt.
Okay, Ronnie with the Indy 5. Trying to get into his groove. Tail 5. Couple of setup tricks for Ronnie. Oh, that's too bad.
Hey, Craig, while we have you, this is the first year in Minneapolis that this contest is under the roof. Any impression from these guys getting back to be indoors with this vert ramp?
I had a great conversation with Beaver Fleming from Heat 1 about the location of the ramp. He loves it. He loves the way it's skating. He loves being indoors. It's the same all the time. You're not dealing with wind. You're not dealing with light. He really enjoys it. I think the rest of the field does too.
Well, Beaver loves everything.
That's a good point, actually. I can't find anything he doesn't like.
Shank! Oh, man. I was going to say he was ripping, and then I think he's feeling the heat. He might be calling immigration for the next runs. See if that helps.
That's what I was going to say, Bob. There's more Portuguese being spoken at the top of the ramp than English right now.
That's our strategy,
We
man.
have a feeling you might have to do an interview in Portuguese before the night ends, Craig.
I think I will, too.
It's to confuse, like this heel flip alley-oop by Sandro into the 1-footer.
Oh, my.
540 to 360 varial to the alley-oop backside 5. Sandro getting explosive. Mute 5. Yeah, so, oh, wow, with the slop. Tail slide.
Bob, you've known Sandro for a long time. Is there, has he ever had a conversation of, you know, hanging him up eventually or feeling like the end is near? I mean, he's still skating so well and he loves to do it, but at 44 years old, you wonder how many more X Games is this guy going to go to? But I guess as long as he's skating this way,
yeah,
why stop?
I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, once you stop, that's the problem, you know. So you keep going, you can keep going. And I think Sandro, we want to see Sandro for a long time. He makes me want to get back out there. Marcelo's got a better connection. He's got a lot of tricks. Bailed the second wall on the first run, but he's definitely making up to that. Heel flip to fakie. He's got spins, he's got flips. Goes one way, goes the other. Good combinations. Listen, that's a really good run by Marcelo. Lip, flips, spins, tech.
He's got a silver medal and a bronze medal in his Vert X Games career. Just trying to move on to tomorrow night's semifinal. So far, so good though for Marcelo.
Hey, that made it up from the first run, so that was good. And then this guy's chilling because his first 2 runs were incredible.
Augusto's been killing it out here at the Armory. What does he do for his 3rd run?
Just does stuff like this that we haven't seen, and then changes up his run a little bit. Throws the flip, and now he goes alley-oop with the kickflip backside air. Really tough trick.
Honestly, Bob, I wish we had a radar gun on that nose grind first hit. He is cooking into that thing. He makes it look so easy.
Yeah, and then he comes out of that thing with a lot of speed. So great job by Augie to start off with a lip trick going that fast. Hey, nice solid 540. No problem. Incredible park skater too, and so is Luigi.
So we're closing in on the 4-minute mark here in our 14-minute jam. It's heat number 2.
Wow.
Luigi Cini has looked so good. We're still awaiting the leaderboard, but Bob, if you had to give your guess right now on who might be moving on from this heat, who are those guys?
I don't know, man, but this guy, Luigi, he's got kickflip body varial 5s every run. I think he just bailed there, and that was his 3rd run. I mean, I'm impressed. Augie's been incredible. I mean, it's between Luigi and Augie. And Ronnie needs to put some together because Marcelo's run was good. So if Marcelo puts another one of those, it's going to be those 3. So let's see what Ronnie does here. Nice tail 5. Little more solid, not as many setups. Going back to back. Yeah, that's what he needs. He's setting up here for kickflip varial. Into the front 5, that's what he needed. Great job by Ronnie. He's got to keep that going. Kickflip varial to fakie. Switch frontside heel flip. Okay, he definitely turned up the volume on this run. And so just about time,
The switch frontside heel came at the perfect time for the judges.
Yeah, it did.
And he knows it.
He needs another run. That was great. I think they're gonna, yep, this is the switch heel flip frontside air. Technical trick, not many people are doing them. He just did it, no problem. Shea, let's see what he has in store. He's having a harder time putting a full run together, but he does rip, and that backside 5 nose grab was textbook. Oh, nice, that's a nice trick, the Indy Disaster. Oh, all right, getting technical with the no grab, fakie ollie shove it the hard way, and going the other route. Wow.
Shea Donovan lives with gold medalist Jimmy Wilkins.
Okay, that explains it. Look at that, chilling. Made it look easy, but that's tech, and that's a high probability of bailing.
So here is Sandro Diaz.
Whoa, start off with the 1-footer backside 5. Look how high that front
no
header was
one's
after
getting
that
more
540.
amplitude than Sandro right out the gate.
Kickflip heel, or kickflip burial across the whole ramp. Nice frontside rock, mixing in the long lip tricks with the big airs. With the 540 right in the edge. Sandro always hungry. Yeah, it didn't flip, I don't care, I'm making it. And then bam. Oh man, that's such a scary trick. He would have it almost every time. And
so we take another look Given the pace, Bob, of this heat number 2, heat 1, each of the skaters ended up getting what was 3 attempts. Marcelo Bastos is our last guy to drop in from this heat. It will still have time on the clock, so we may get a 4th run from every skater in this heat.
Yes, and I think that had to do with stalling the guys on the first heat, and then they're letting them go a little quicker on this heat. So there's definitely a little learning curve here as the format goes, which is fine. And this is much better to have a quicker pace. So Marcelo is taking advantage of that, and he just is putting another incredible run together. Oh man, that's too bad he bailed there. That was not a bad run, but he needs a little bit better showing, because Ronnie had a great run there. That might edge him off. So
that's what I was just going to say, Bob.
Skateboarding, Craig. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it's really a battle for 3rd right now at the top with Ronnie and Marcello. I feel like they're going punch for punch, but Ronnie has the upper hand right now. And with that extra run, I think that's only going to add to his maybe a bit of an edge here for Ronnie.
That's right. He's got to be smart about it. And Augie here, as you were talking, Greg, did a crail air without his foot. That was just incredible. I hadn't seen him do that, and that was, I hope they get to slow-mo that. But Augie had a great, I mean, I think he's got the overall, him and Luigi are top in this right here.
Yeah, and because you're seeing the variation. I think Augusto and Luigi, I don't know that anybody is improvising out on this course like those two are here in heat number 2.
That's right, and Luigi just started off, and look at that, man, he almost made that, and that was completely off. But he started off on the other roll-in this time, so it's great to see the mix-up, so you don't get that, like, I know what he's going to do feeling, you know, and you want that excitement.
Of course, it's overall impression. Can Ronnie Gomez do something here on this 4th attempt to show the judges he belongs in that top 9?
Well, Ronnie is a smart skateboarder, so he had a great run. He needs to get another one of those. So he is kind of chill. He didn't flip his board there and then put a 540 down. He wants to finish his run. Oh, with the alley-oop heel flip frontside air, that's nice. With the Indy 3 up in the ante with the front cab. Man, I think Ronnie just did what he needed to do to get his overall impression up.
And
throwing the lip.
Fellas, the skateboarding has been elevated here in heat number 2. There's no doubt about it. But
yes,
you can't be comfortable with guys like Bucky Lassic, Clay Kriner, Paul-Luc, Ronchetti, Sam Beckett still to drop in heat number 3.
That's right, and you can't get comfortable because anyone that's here at X Games is worthy to be here, and you know anyone can put it together, so it's full on. So Shea starting off with the nose grab 5, risking it a little more, a little loose on the frontside air. Now with the backside 5 behind the foot grab. Nice kickflip backside air, a different way of doing it. I like the way that looked. Air to fakie to his. Who did it better when he didn't grab. Wow. Just about couldn't really put it all together, although he was ripping. This field here of Brazilians might have confused him with all the Portuguese.
Sandro Dias, this will be his last run of the night. Did he put his name up in the standings and give himself some breathing room?
Yeah, it's hard to tell what the judges will be looking for, but we've seen some technical skateboarding from all these guys. Wow, that frontside hurricane was nice. Mixing up the long lip tricks with the technical, solid big airs and spins, and that's Sandro Dias. He needs to put this body jar 5 down to right here. Nice job. That'll do a lot for him.
The sigh of relief for the 44-year-old Sandro Dias, finally putting it together on that last run, Bob.
Well, not only was he stoked on making that, but he was stoked on not slamming on that, because that trick is not an easy trick and anything could happen. So Sandro with a solid last run.
So here's Marcelo Bastos, our final skater, dropping in for the last time here in heat number 2.
He can do it, and he has the tricks. If he keeps his mind cool, that's a great start.
Now let's save it till the end, and let's do it with Guy.
Look at that. He's no setup up until that trick right there. They were all tough. And yeah, Marcelo, you know, if he keeps this going, He's giving Ronnie a run for his money. Nice. With the front side gate twist. Nice job getting tech, spinning it up. That was a great job by Marcelo. Let's see what he's gonna go for. Oh yeah!
Ah.
Well, I'm glad I'm talking and not judging.
I was just gonna say, you hate the cliche,
Yeah.
but I'd hate to be a judge with this heat. So Marcelo's final run in the books, and we have no idea what the standings are from heat number 2. All we know is that John O'Schwan and Guy Curry were leading the way from heat number 1. Those guys have to be feeling good. Who made the most noise in heat number 2, Bopper?
They're feeling good, but I think between Augie and Luigi, the way they skated, that's going to edge off the first heat guys. But I don't know. This is going to be tough now to mix it all up. And Sandra with this body jar 540. Let's see what Shea. Shea's got that nice nose grab 5 into a backside tail slide.
Well, and theoretically, Bob, the top 9 across all 3 heats move on.
That's
you
right.
could say that all 6 guys from this heat, in theory, could be moving on to tomorrow night's semifinal.
Ronnie had a good couple of technical tricks there, and now Marcelo Bastos. Nice Indy into the heel flip, constantly moving, spinning, technical, and then this guy getting us all confused into what's really going on, but that non-stop kickflip body varial 5 every run. I think he did 3 of those.
That's not how an X Games rookie should skate.
No, and the thing is, and these guys been skating the park contest, so they're no rookies to events, but you know, for your X Games debut on the vert, that's pretty solid. And then Augie. I think between Luigi and Augie, it's going to be tough because it's between tech and then tech and height. So let's see what happens at the end of it all. So, but he's looking good.
So you think it'll be one of those 2 guys that will be in the top spot in heat number 2?
Yeah, for this heat, but
I think that's fair. Well, heat 2 in the books. We'll have to wait to find out who's moving on, but what a performance from top to bottom from heat number 2 here at the Pacifico Skateboard Vert Elimination 3rd and final heat when we return. Welcome back to X Games Minneapolis 2019. It's our third and final heat here at the Pacifico Skateboard Vert Elimination. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham alongside Bob Burnquist here in the booth. And after being outside for a couple of years, Vert under the roof at the Armory, which is also where all our musical acts will be performing. There you see Thursday Night Swimmers and Chevy Metal, Friday POS and the Wu-Tang Clan, Diplo. Headline Saturday night, and we close things out with the Blind Shake and Incubus on Sunday. I'm hyped for it, Bob.
Yeah, this is it. And this is vertical skateboarding. This is the base for it. These guys, this field, this category puts the base for Park, Mega. This is it.
So we're 2 heats into our elimination, and this is a look at the top 10. The top 9 from tonight, after heat number 3, will be moving on to tomorrow night's semifinal. So this is our first live look, Bob, at our top 10. Any surprises there for you?
No, that seemed pretty solid there. I mean, it was a tough field, and it is an overall impression. Italo could have done a little better, but he did well in the beginning and then bailed in the end. So it's hard to tell. You have to like keep the judges busy.
And there's a look at our start list for Heat 3, and some huge names close out tonight, headlined, of course, by Elliot Sloan, Clay Kriner, Sam Beckett, and the most decorated man in this field, Bucky Lassic.
Bucky Lassic, man, so good to see him still skating. And this guy who you're watching right here is Frenchie, Edward Demstoy. He's been climbing up, been doing incredible. Great skater to watch, and he's been skating the big air, the mega ramp in my backyard. I mean, he's got quality skateboarding in him, so good showing for France.
Demstoy trying to make his very first vert final here at the X Games.
Nice Indy 5. Solid airs, solid skateboarding, tail grab 5, keeping it moving. Nice body jar for Edward. Boom, Madonna. Going old school, getting the classic in there. The tail grab 3 with the, nice combo. That was a great run by Frenchie. All right.
It's
awesome.
a 14-minute jam session. The skaters will try to get in as many runs as they can. First heat, we saw each skater get 3 runs. Heat number 2, we saw each skater get 4 runs.
Yeah, that should keep them moving here. You see these guys are dropping in a little quicker than the other. Oh, man. I was going to say
Paul-Luc
Paul.
Ronchetti, our lone British skater in the field.
Done.
And that was a quick exit. That was a Costanza. Good night.
And he's running back up because he wants a run.
You know, I said lone British, but of course I forgot about Sam Beckett, who's got a gold medal in this event back in 2016, fully healthy and ready to go.
Wow, and that was a good start too. Nice Indy 540 and then frontside air gone. And Paul-Luc bailed on a frontside air too, so Bucky Lassic drops in for the millionth time at X Games.
46-year-old Bucky Lassic, and these early bails, Bob, seem to be contagious here in heat number 3.
Yeah, the difference from Bucky's bail there, he's going for a really technical trick right off the bat, and the other guys were bailing frontside air, so it's happening. They're nervous, they want in. That was a tough 2 heats, and look at Clay. Clay's like, let me show you here real quick how it is to skate with speed and power.
The most versatile man in skateboarding. We see him in park, we see him in big air. He's trying to move on in vert.
And he is a solid vertical skateboarder. Look at that body varial 5. This whole run is just, he lands good, and then he flips and bails, but every other trick was solid. That was a pretty good, almost at the end. There's a start with a 540. Textbook mute 5 by Clay.
And no one has to worry about time management here in Minneapolis more than Clay Kriner between the 3 events. But here's Elliot Sloan, so much success on the big air stage, trying to find it though in vert.
Yeah, and he's an amazing vertical skateboarder. I mean, Elliot puts it together. Every wall is solid. Kickflip Indy, nice. Does have a vert ramp in his backyard. That 540 guy had weird spin to it, but he put it together. Nice Indy to fakie, and let's see what Elliot goes for. Oh, with the Indy 7. Nice job by Elliot Sloan on his first run on the vert here. Seems like he's spinning a little off, but still putting it together. Not bad.
And
yeah,
that
he can definitely
does so much for Elliot Sloan,
yes.
as talented as they come, for him to put down a solid run
and he
right out the gate.
missed that
Bob.
flip there a second and then grabbed it again.
So heat number 3, runs number 2 coming. Craig McMorris, our third member of our team, out on the course. Bit of a bail fest early here in heat number 3, Craig.
And I thought it was going to be Elliot was the one who was going to be doing the bailing. I talked to him before that first run. He said he's exhausted, skated big air, skated practice here, and then practice right before that. He said his legs were shot, but I couldn't tell there.
He was definitely moving around. Frenchie has his legs under him, or Damastoy, however you guys want to call him. I know him as Frenchie. Going for the kickflip, Indy 3. Had a good first run, so he's starting to try to step up his game. Some of the big hitters didn't put a run together, so we're not really seeing what's happening, and here's one of them.
And Craig, you probably had the best seat in the house. Paul-Luc Ronchetti with the quickest exit from the vert ramp I think I've ever seen.
It looked
first
like
run.
such a big air, but his back foot kind of slipped off. No mistakes thus far in run 2, though, boys.
Yeah, Paul-Luc is no stranger to the vert. Straight leg
He
with a
just
head
fully
hit.
extends
Yeah.
that 5'11" frame.
Oh, yeah, with the body jar 5. No problem. A little bit of a cruise, get a run in, but that body jar 540 was not a cruiser.
That is an exclamation point at the end of that run. In heat 2, ladies and gentlemen, Sandro Diaz put it down. He got rewarded heavily. I think Paul-Luc is going to get a lot of love for that one.
Hey, and Craig, while we have you,
Oh, and that was the truck.
it's different now with this format to where these guys don't know what they're getting scored after each run. What's the atmosphere like? I'm sure it's a little bit exciting, but probably more nervous than you've ever seen in this contest.
The atmosphere is just like Sam Beckett's run right now. Go all in all the time because you don't know where you're sitting. You got to skate your absolute best, and that's what Sam Beckett is doing right now, Bob.
Yeah, and you know, this type of format actually loosens things up a little bit, and you stop worrying about scores or where you're at. I mean, let's skate, and Sam Beckett is skating. You know, whatever. Alley-oop back lip, yeah, give it to me. So there's redemption from run 1.
So both Paul-Luc and Sam Beckett, after forgettable first runs, stomped their second attempts. Can Bucky Lassic do the same?
Go Bucky. I can be biased here and cheer for Bucky Lassic because he is one of my heroes.
14
Starts
X
off
Games
tech.
medals, 8 gold, Bob.
Oh yeah, man, this guy's no stranger to the podium, and this is why. Look at how tech and tongue twisted you can be if I was going to be calling out every trick. Going old school with the front boneless. Oh, and no! Man, that back lip sets him up for the nollie kick to fakie, and we will see that run from him.
And Bob, who could forget 2013, the year of the Bucky Slam? 4 gold medals across 4 vert contests at X Games.
That's right, and I was tagging along with him on the big air, and he got me on that, and he did on vert, which I think is a lot harder to pull off in this tough field. So
here's Clay Kriner coming correct.
Alley-oop 540. Clay solid. Look at how he attacks every wall and how his tricks are just executed. He lands a little lower, but just solid and still has speed.
And he gets away from him there, Bob.
Again, that's the same bail
Now,
as
Bob,
the first run.
Bob, I got to ask you, does he go back to the well on that trick, or should he try to forget it into run 3?
You know, it's hard to tell because, you know, I mean, if I was him, I'd just go ahead and do it. But now that you bail 2 of them, it might get into your head. So, I don't know. Let's see what Clay, if he cares or not.
So here's Elliot Sloan, who put down a very solid first run.
Look how different Elliot skates when he has a run under his belt.
Yeah, you said it, Bob. So much more comfortable.
That Indy 540 was huge, and it just has not stopped. Yeah, that ramp in his backyard is doing wonders for him.
Wow.
Cat heel. Elliot is doing it up on this heat.
Yeah.
Incredible skateboarding by Elliot Sloan.
You said it, Bob. No one really puts more pressure on themselves in skateboarding than Elliot Sloan, and we've seen his troubles in qualifying events in previous years. Total departure here in 2019. He's skating well, and he knows it.
Yeah, and there's pros and cons to that, because he could have bailed on a simple trick, and then all of a sudden his head's off, and then he starts bailing. But he went through on that first run, and this second run was just solid all the way through. Incredible, top-notch Elliot Sloan skateboarding. So that's just awesome to see. Congrats,
so here's Edward Domestoy. We start from the top of heat number 3. It's now looking like these guys will not only get a third attempt, but probably a fourth.
Starting out with a tail grab 5. Great trick choices by Frenchie. Oh, that Madonna is well executed. Taking the foot off on the tail grab. Getting combos in. That's a really nice combo with the back tail 3. Oh, man. That's a nice trick, but that nose got stuck there on the lip.
Bob, how much of an advantage do you think it is for these guys in heat number 3, watching the way the first 2 heats attacked strategy-wise on this course in this new format?
Well, there's two things to that. You can watch it and be psyched and know what to do, or you can be like, oh man, these guys ripped, so I gotta rip.
Especially after heat 2. Exactly,
and when you're going first heat, you don't know and you want to go all out. So, I mean, there's pros and cons to it.
Speaking of all out,
look at that. He did bail a frontside air, but he redeemed himself already from all these tricks on this run, and he's getting better every run.
You got to speak about momentum, Bob, in this jam format, and Paul-Luc Ronchetti is grabbing the momentum, maybe from Elliot Sloan even, and putting it in his back pocket with a heater run.
Solid skateboarding, that was great. Great comeback from bailing a frontside air, man. This is, look how he gets his front foot out of the way, kick flip 360 in the air.
That's
textbook. It's awesome. Everyone skates so different. It's great to see.
So here's Sam Beckett.
Changing it up every
under
run.
4 minutes to skate with.
Starting off, he wants height on this run. Awesome. Great to see. Heel flip frontside air, getting tech, getting height, trying to change up his overall impression by doing it in different tricks in every run. So alley-oop backsmith, stylish flow trick, tough kickflip, backside grab to fit. Oh my gosh, almost didn't go in. Incredible skateboarding by Sam Beckett.
So,
wow.
Craig, after the success of the Brazilians in heat number 2, we worried about your Portuguese. Seeing Paul-Luc and Sam put it down, how is your proper English?
It's very good. I'm going to have tea with these guys later, but Sam Beckett, I mean, Bob, he started the run off going explosively high and then adding tech tricks right at the end. I mean, that is the full spectrum of what the judges want to see. Talking about technicality, here's Bucky Lassic.
Bucky Lassic starting off with the nollie kick Indy. Oh, look at that slob Japan. Into that front 5 in his sleep. Changing it up, going backwards, going forward. Spin one way, spin the other. Getting the old school in there. This is the trick he missed on the first run. He's gonna get it here. Oh. Psyching himself up to get the nollie kick to fake it. And it's a hard choice to make because it's an overall impression. So now he's thinking, man, I should have just kind of gone for something else and kept my run going.
Given all of Bucky's success in this event, he has not been on the podium since 2013 when he last won.
Yeah, and the field is tough. These guys are skating better and better. Clay does really well. He's been doing amazing the first 2 runs, but he's bailed on the kickflip varial that might hurt him for the overall impression, but all the way up until the bail, it's incredible. So he's changing it up. Kickflip to fakie. Combos. Oh no, he tried to go basic on the gay twist and then, oh man.
Yeah, you see the look. That's the one. Yeah. That's the one that gives me trouble.
Exactly.
Oh, what a tough break for Clay Kriner.
Sometimes it's the easy tricks, man.
But he may just get one more attempt as we're under 120. Elliot Sloan, our last skater in the field, so there will still be time on the clock after this run.
Starting off with the heel flip 7. Wow.
But Elliot could afford to do that, Bob.
Well, he can because he has those 2 runs. But he's got to watch out. I mean, but those 2 runs were incredible, so.
So we've got 1 minute to skate with. It all comes down to this, Craig. These guys will get one last chance. What are you looking for out of these last attempts, Craiger?
I want to see that Elliot Sloan approach at the end. You've had time to put down tricks. Let's see something crazy. Let's see something we haven't seen before. Really grab the judges' attention right at the end here.
So Edward Damastoy.
Wow. Great frontside 540. How do you say that in French? Oh, wow, with stale tail. Oh, and there is the eggplant 1-footer. Changing it up, doesn't have a run, which I like. And not bad. Not bad for Eddie. Here is the eggplant 1-foot. It's a nice looking trick. And a smile.
So we move on to Paul-Luc Ronchetti, who had a tough first run right out of the gate, but it's been breezy for him the rest of the evening, putting together really solid runs. And he's got one last attempt out here in elimination.
There's a couple different ways to skate this format, and you have to have more than 1 run logged in. So I like what Paul-Luc is doing. I like what Elliot Sloan did with 2 solid runs. And I don't know, I mean, you either go all out or you just kind of tiptoe around, change it up. Sam Beckett, really good strategy, changing up his first trick every run, so that's definitely noticed by the judges. Kickflip mute. Kickflip backside air, getting a little bit more tech, a little looser. See how everyone grows as they have their runs in. They just get better at it, you know? It's just, you loosen up in the mental game. That was awesome. Alley-oop.
And I think ultimately, Bob, as you just said, that's what the judges are looking for when we say overall impression. That's so intangible conceptually, but then when you see skaters kind of growing throughout the contest and shaking it up run to run, that's exactly what the judges are looking for.
That's right, and I think Sam did it even though he bailed there. Out of everyone's strategy, I really like Sam because he's done everything different. He's gone huge on the 1 run and he's gotten his tech, and then now he's just getting tech and big. He's showing the type of skateboarding he has and using his runs to it. So
20 X Games
Bucky Lassic
medals
starting off with
Bucky
his
Lassic.
trick. Oh man. Yeah. And you know, this is a tough one to watch because Bucky has it in him, and you know, he has a way to skate this format, and it's a mix of like he's trying to do a best run type of thing, and I don't know, I mean, it's gonna be tough because Clay kind of figured out what he needs to be doing here, and then bam!
Yo!
I guess if you have kickflip body varial 5s.
Clay Kriner has been knocking on the door all night.
And he bailed. There's 3 kickflip varial bails, and he's pointing at his buddies because they told him not to do it.
Not to do it, yeah.
And he's like, but I can do it. And then the mind plays tricks on you. But he did this. And kickflip body varial 540.
540. Oh.
Well done. I guess it doesn't padless in bowls, so this is
it. The final run here in elimination, Elliot Sloan. So the last couple runs don't go Elliot's way, but he skated so well early in this heat.
I don't know
he
how
thinks that was enough to possibly get him into the top 9, but now it's all in the judges' hands.
It is, and that was, you know, solid 2 runs, so it should be, but I mean, who knows how
overall impression.
It is overall, and he just bailed.
What have you done for me lately?
Yes.
But that was somewhat the theme for heat number 3. It seemed like guys really started heating up
and then
on runs number 2 and 3.
You got to compare that with the other guys. So let's see what these guys.
Let's run the highlights from heat number 3.
Starting off with Frenchie.
Edward Damastoy seemed to get better as the contest went on.
Nice. Extendor on the Madonna.
Clay Kriner, we said it.
Well,
no one's pushing it quite like him, but was it detrimental to his chances to move on to the semis?
That was great showing by Clay. And then Paul. And there's that truck. Watch this. Bam! That was no body jar. That was something else. And then the kickflip 3 Indy. Bucky Lassic. One of my all-time favorites. Going for the nollie kick Madonna. See, the tricks that Bucky's choosing, I mean, they're highly technical tricks, so you got to give it to him. And then Elliot Sloan.
We wondered with Elliot, if he didn't put it down on his first run or maybe even a second, what would that do for his psyche? Luckily, we saw his best at that point. But now we wait. Who moves on? Again, the top 9 from tonight's elimination will be moving on to tomorrow night's semifinal. And oh, by the way, then they're trying to earn a spot into the final right after that. So a lot of skateboarding on this ramp will be going down tomorrow here in the Armory. But this is unlike anything we've seen at X Games. Right now, none of these 18 guys really know where they stand.
Yeah, that's closer to how a lot of the old school events were. So, I mean, you skated and then you waited, you know, and then, all right, you get the nice surprise, or you're
so
like,
for guys out. Like Sandro, for guys like Bucky, they've been through this before.
Exactly. I like closing my eyes and just skating and having a good time and figuring it out, and then it is what it is, you know, because if you think too hard, man, it can actually get in the way. Thinking gets in the way sometimes.
Well, John O'Schwan and Guy Curry looked so good in heat number 1. The Brazilians crushed it in heat number 2. And then it was the British invasion. Paul-Luc, Ronchetti, and Sam Beckett looked very good along with Elliot Sloan on heat number 3. So we're still waiting on those final standings to see who is moving on to tomorrow night's semifinal.
Well, overall.
Well, let's head down to Craig McMorris, who I believe is with a history maker already here tonight. Craig.
Guy, thanks for joining us. You made history tonight. What did it mean to you to drop in on a vert ramp like this?
It's the best feeling ever. It's phenomenal.
Did you have a game plan tonight, and did you execute it?
Actually, I didn't have a game plan. The thing I just wanted to do is a 900. That's all.
And you put it down. You fell on run 2 with it. Were you ever questioning whether you were able to do it or no?
I don't know.
No questions. Guy, you're a man. You know what you want. You want to get into the semifinals. We're going to find out if you make it in just a moment's time. Thanks for joining us, Guy. You're the man.
Thank you. I'm nervous now.
I'm nervous too, guys. Back to you.
Don't worry, Guy. Craig has that effect on everyone.
Hey.
Wanted to land the 9, and as he said, remember, heat 2 and 3, just given the pacing, they each got a 4th attempt.
Yeah.
Heat 1 did not. So
That's
if he
right.
had the chance on that 3rd and final run, one wonders if that would have been the best strategy, but he put it down on his final run.
That's right. You know, oh man, and that was really good. That spun fast, and that was a solid landing. I think, you know, my overall impression of the whole field, you know, was just top-notch, progressive skateboarding, new names, some surprises, which is always great. You know, I like above expectation here for the vert field.
A trick that Tony Hawk made famous in this event 20 years ago at X Games 1999 in San Francisco. Guy Curry, who wouldn't be born for another 10 years, lands that trick. And
I don't know, man.
this one's got to be tough, Bob.
This is tough. I mean, if you were to ask me here, okay, who's first, who's second? I mean, I'd have to stop and think and go back. I mean, these guys are having a hard time, and they're going back and forth. And I mean, I don't know. And I think it's going to be easier towards the top and harder towards the bottom, because everyone, you know, on that lower side of things skated great.
And to remind you fans, obviously 9 will be moving on, but Michi Brusco, Moto Shibata, and Jimmy Wilkins, our podium from last year, they're already pre-qualified going to the finals. You know they're sitting there watching, taking notes to see who's going to be joining them.
Yeah, and that's really good for Michi because he gets to practice big air. Jimmy and Moto are just on vert, and sometimes that could be good because you're rested, but at the same time, someone that's fighting through that field all the way from prelims to semi has skated the ramp so much, and it's got that a little bit more under his belt. So I don't know. I mean, it's good to be rested, and Michi's in a great place.
Well, as we await the final standings, let's look back at heat number 2. Dare I say, Bob, probably the best collective heat of skateboarding we saw tonight.
Yes, great skateboarding by all the guys. And I could have commentated in Portuguese in that heat.
I thank you for not doing that.
Yes, all right, no problem.
Shea Donovan, Jimmy Wilkins, our defending gold medalist. His roommate, the lone American in heat number 2.
That's right. Ronnie was in it. Nice. I like that, the switch front heel.
And I love that angle. But Marcelo.
I mean, you know, every guy. I mean, Marcelo had incredible run up there with like Elliot's, although Elliot has been more solid, higher. You know, there's a lot. And then Luigi with the trick magician, just a kick with body roll. See, there's not the same one that he did at every run. He did that 3 times. And then that's probably yet another run. So Luigi had that one down.
Just so much air awareness from Luigi. And Augie. Augusto.
Technical, solid. It'd be great to know what Craig thinks about all this. I don't know. What's going on down there?
Craig McMorris, this is such an interesting moment right now. This is sort of uncharted territory for X Games. At this point, we would certainly know position, standings, where guys are, but it's just sit around and wait right now, huh?
Everybody's kind of just pacing around, feeling it out, seeing what's going to happen. I have to say, though, gentlemen, that third heat, Sam Beckett was one of my favorite skaters to watch because of the diversity he brought to the vert ramp. He would blast, he would just own the coping. He did something different every single run, and not by minute changes, by very visible changes. So I think he's going to be up there high in that qualification process, but everybody else are kind of biting their fingernails right now.
Yeah, and Craig, we just saw Guy messing around there on some flat ground stuff. So much polish from the 10-year-old as you got a chance to interview him just moments ago.
I mean, there's only one way to say it, guys. Kid's a straight shooter through and through. He has a long and illustrious career ahead of him, and the fact that we get to see him at such a young age perform so well, I mean, that's a real treat. That's a real treat tonight, guys.
And guys, I can't believe, I know he has lived some of his life here in the United States, but if you would have told me if I had no backstory on him and I just listened to that interview with Craig, I would think that the kid's American.
That's right. We're double agents, man. We can fool. I know the feeling, and it's great to see. But not only that, I think, you know, all jokes aside, he's just really well-spoken. He answers. He even used phenomenal, which is phenomenal.
I don't even know what that word means.
Half ago.
I'm worried about saying it and messing it up. So, but that was awesome. He's got definitely a great career ahead of him, and that was, hey, you know, we get to see, you know, the new generation show up, and I think we just saw, I remember seeing Pedro around that age with barely enough power, but with the tricks, and then all of a sudden, as he got stronger, we saw Pedro go higher and higher, and we're going to see that from Guy.
Brandon, before you say anything, one quick note on Guy really quick. He was asked before the event who his favorite skateboarder is. Can you guys guess who that is?
I'm going to say the guy sitting next to me.
And you are right. Brandon Graham for 10 points.
Bob Burnquist, the 10-year-old's favorite skater. Let's roll the tape from heat number 1. It's been so long. Let's remember how that thing went. Of course, Beaver Fleming was on cloud 9, as he always is. Toby Ryan skated well.
Italo Penarubia with some tech.
And John O'Schwan.
He started off the whole comp, really.
He really did, setting the pace for heat number 1. And then, of course, young Guy.
Snap. Oh, man.
The stage not too big, the lights not too bright for the 10-year-old. Will he be moving on to tomorrow night's semifinal?
He might get a date with the Wendy's girl after that vert showing
The
there.
Wendy's skate through out on the park course. Love that we're kicking off this week's festivities with this elimination. And there's a young lady that has a very bright future in front of her. Skating alongside Petey.
Showing, that's right. Coming off a huge win.
Dare we say the favorite, certainly a favorite to podium in Women's Street later this weekend.
Well, podium, yeah. I mean, that now she's going to be a favorite everywhere she goes.
And I have just gotten word that the official standings are complete.
Boom.
Here we go. Who's moving on to tomorrow night's semifinal? There you see 1 through 9. Augusto Akio, Elliot Sloan, Luigi Cini, Ronnie Gomez, Sam Beckett, Paul-Luc, Ronchetti, Clay Kriner, John O'Schwan, and Sandro Diaz will be moving on to tomorrow's semi-bob.
Man, that's incredible. I think they're right on. I really like to see Brazilian Augusto in the #1 spot. Elliot, incredible showing, so that was a tough pick. All around down, that's what I mean, like Sam Beckett, Ronnie Gomez. I mean, that was a tight, they gave Clay some love there.
Yeah.
Because of how amazing he puts his tricks down. And awesome to see Sandro Diaz still kicking in there, and Frenchie. So we got France, Brazil, USA, Britain. We got like a worldwide vert field here, so great job. And there's Augusto.
4 Brazilians, 2 British skaters, 3 Americans. Clay Kriner, really interesting because didn't necessarily have a full pool, but you saw all the tricks on display, and that was enough for the judges from an overall impression
Yeah, he
standpoint.
didn't have a full pull, but he bailed towards the end of his run, and he had some good tricks in there. I mean, we just wanted to see that kickflip barrel. We wanted to see him make a run, but I think he's deserving. He did get a kickflip body barrel 5 in there. We're talking about an overall impression, so he had some great tricks. I would have moved Sam up, but that's just me. But not by much. Maybe just a little ahead of Ronnie. But I mean, again, dude, the judges did a great job. Tough field, tough, competitive skateboarding, and that guy is stoked. There's our #1 guy. I can't even translate, but again, he's happy.
Our top-ranked qualifier from this elimination was an 18-year-old in just his 2nd X Games, Augusto Akio. What a performance. Obviously Luigi, as we said, and Elliot Sloan. This may be the best showing we've seen from Elliot in vert in quite some time on the X Games stage.
Yeah, and he has incredible vert skills. When you show up at X Games and you got to skate big air, because I remember exactly how it was, and you're skating big air and then you're skating vert and you're moving around transitions, it's really tough. It's exhausting. So all of a sudden you're kind of like spread thin. So Elliot put it together.
So elimination officially in the books. We know our top 9 who are moving on to tomorrow night's semifinal. Bob Burnquist, this was a fun one, man.
That was. Thank you. Thank you, skateboarding.
Impressive night across the board. Thanks to everyone for watching. Again, the story tonight, of course, young Guy making history, landing that 900, the youngest competitor, and congratulations to Augusto Akio, our top-ranked qualifier.